Run is one of the latest horror movies you can stream online now, but is it worth your time? In this review, we will be looking at its plot, characters, execution, and I will give you my personal recommendation. Who it is for, who would enjoy it, and who would be better off picking something else. So Run is a psychological thriller movie which explores the relationship of Diane and Chloe, a mother and her 17-year-old daughter. Chloe has been living and spending all of her days in a wheelchair. She was born with multiple illnesses and disorders, but she's also wheelchair bound. So that's how she has been living her life so far. So as we get into the movie, it kind of starts off as beside the fact that this daughter has not lived the most average kind of life, it seemingly starts off as a coming-of-age movie where the protagonist is awaiting the next big chapter in her life with her mother by her side. As the movie progresses more and more, Chloe starts to get a gut feeling and investigate into something that's starting to bother her. So before I actually analyze this, I want to highlight the best parts of the movie and the eventual drawbacks as well. So to start off with a positive note, the movie is extremely well acted. Sarah Paulson, as she is in every single role that she takes on, is just phenomenal, and you can see how well she plays this sort of dual-spirited persona on screen with the mother Diane that she's portraying. Her behavior and way of expressing herself is powerful, but it is disturbing at the same time, and she does it so well. And at the beginning, she is presented as this collected, head on her shoulders woman who believes that her daughter, even though she has been fighting a lot of troubles in her life due to her condition, she knows that her daughter is, if anyone is out there who knows how to deal with new situations, it is her. And as an actor, Sarah Paulson presents this dual nature of her character extremely well. The slightest change of emotion and the cracks that begin to appear as we explore more and more of her character start to appear with every single movement that Sarah makes, whether it with her eyes, with her lips, with the way that she's looking at a certain character. And this subtlety of hers actually guides and helps the viewer in identifying the cracks that start to appear in her character. Her eyes actually are the main characteristic that offers an insight to her more layered, let's say, character. Those big brown beady eyes tell a lot behind the character, or at the very least extremely suggestive of what might come next. And the way that she actually portrays the character makes the viewer question everything that's being fed to them. This very much helps in this is she not plot narrative. And she's also conniving, very smart and manipulative when needed to be, because when she is cornered by an individual, she plays them like a fiddle and always gains the upper hand. So there are actually only two main characters in this movie, which adds to the desired atmosphere of isolation and hopelessness of a certain character. This was an extremely well thought out creative decision that actually deserves nothing less than props. Moving on to Chloe, who was portrayed by Kiera. She's actually my favorite part of the movie and my favorite character, and I believe her actress portrayed her really well. At the beginning of this movie, we meet Chloe as a almost typical teenager. Yes, she is homeschool educated. Yes, she is wheelchair bound, but other than that, she lives life normally. She's awaiting colleges to respond to her admission letters, not even focused on the fact that she is facing more challenges than the usual teenager. She is a really complex character. As the movie progresses, we find out that she is intuitive, smart, and has a very strong character. Even though she is limited in many situations, she uses the tools and resources at her disposal to get the information or to actually survive. For example, when the internet is seemingly down for no reason, she calls a random number to find out something about a certain uncertainty in her life, and she influences the person on the line to actually help her, even though they are seemingly uncomfortable and would rather not get implicated in the situation. She also gets her mother to take her to a movie just to be close to a nearby point of interest that allows her to find out more about the thing that she's suspecting, a place she couldn't get to otherwise on her own. And when trying to get out certain information from a medical staff, she quickly figures out how to play them and get the information that she desires. One thing that I have a problem with regards to her character is the fact that the final chapter of the movie kind of goes against everything that's been thrown at her so far. Although one could argue that this was justified because of the events that led to that certain point in the movie. But then again, why spend so much time with a character rooting for them and they kind of do the same thing that's been done to them? It's a matter of taste, but it is questionable at the very least. As an actor, Kiera delivers a solid performance. Her forte actually is the way that she expresses panic, hopelessness, and anxiety through her voice, through her screams, yells, cries for help. Because these are what makes the movie or half of it so fear-inducing. So what the movie actually tries to achieve is a constant state of panic. This can be seen through the color palette of the movie. Even though there are mostly warm orange, yellow, brown tones that make up the chromatic makeup of the movie, there are always those certain blue-green undertones that make everything just look kind of grotesque and kind of giving the sensation that something is not right. And in the first quarter of the movie, this feeling of something is not right is actually achieved through repetition as an artistic tool, where in the first 10-20 minutes of the movie there's always this scene of the mother and Chloe having lunch, dinner, or breakfast together, and as the movie goes on, these scenes are more and more suggestive and less surface level. Chloe and Diane are in every scene that passes losing trust between one another. And even though this is not an artistic movie in the very least, it has its striking visual moments and symbolism. For example, when Chloe wants to find out what the color of a certain medication is, we do not actually hear the information being told to her. The camera just pans to a red tomato in the garden that's being harvested by Diane. So the positive aspects of the movie, it is very well acted. The movie is also able to maintain the viewer's interest through very strong characters. Another key point that would make this movie absolutely worth your watch is the fact that the ultimate plot twist ends up being much more than you would expect, or at least most audiences would expect from this movie. But that kind of leads me to my disliked aspects of Run. First of all, the ultimate plot twist, I feel like it was maybe a tiny bit too conveniently placed for the character to find out. You might find yourself disappointed at the end of this movie, or you might not, because again, the character makes a decision that on one hand makes perfect sense, but on the other hand, it goes against the purpose of her evolution in the first place. Now, who would I recommend this movie for? Psychological thriller movie enthusiasts, to fans of Sarah Paulson, or just people who want a lazy Sunday watch. 3. Those who enjoy plots and narratives driven by the strength and decisions of their characters. So I wouldn't recommend this movie for those who are seeking out cheap thrills such as jump scares, boogeyman popping up every second around every corner, and those seeking out audio-visual narrative masterpieces. Because yes, it does have its interesting and thoughtful moments. Overall, it is not a very challenging movie to absorb. So overall, Run makes a decent watch for its ability to pique your interest and actually keep it there through its 1. Strong characters, 2. Extremely talented actors, and an atmosphere that delivers just what it's supposed to do. I would give Run a 3.5 stars out of 5. So let me know what you thought about the movie, and consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more content similar to this in your subscription box. I mainly post music, movie, and TV show reviews and other type of culture-related content. Make sure to check out some of my latest videos if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, stay healthy, love yourself, and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.